Welcome to day 24. Today is called functional movement, and we're going to go through some movements that mimic movements that you would do in your everyday life so that we can keep training these hips to move cleanly and fluidly during the day as well, not just when we're doing our exercises. Okay, so first exercise is going to be a squat with a knee lift. So we'll squat down, rise up, lift the knee down. We've done some knee lifts before in standing. Then we'll go for our standing hip hinges again. It's like if we're bending over to collect things off the floor, out of the car. Squat also when we're coming down. If we end up sitting down on the floor, we got to get down somehow. Knee lift for the walking, and then we'll end off with some glute bridges just to get those glutes nicely activated. So let's get starting with the squat. We have not brought a squat in yet, but we are leveling up. Okay, so I want us to have our hips a little bit wider than, I want our feet to be a little bit wider than our hips. So instead of having super close, like I usually have fist distance gap, we now have proper hip width gap. When we're dropping into the squat, I don't want you to drop forward with the knees protruding super duper duper over the toes. I want you to really stick your bum back. That way the knees will be either in line with the toes or slightly behind the toes, and then we'll push through the heels to rise, shift weight, lift a knee up and down. Okay, so finding that position, I like to use my arms during a squat. You can do whatever you want. And we're going to inhale, drop the bum back. I like to reach the arms forward. Find a height that works for you. I don't want you to be leaning forward with your belly on your thighs. I still want that chest to be elevated. Be careful of deeply arching into the lower back. Have a slight tuck in that tailbone. Now push through the heels as you exhale to rise. Shift the weight into the left leg, tighten the left glute, and lift that right leg up. Only as high as you can, keeping pelvis neutral, no tucking of the tailbone. We lower the foot back down to our hip width. Inhale back into that squat. Exhale, push through the heels. Weight onto the right leg. Right glute active, left leg rising, pelvis neutral, foot back down. And again, guys, if your squat is only this high, that's fine. You're still getting the movement, you're working within your range. So let's go. And inhale, dropping into that squat. Exhale, push through the heels. Weight shifting onto that left leg. Exhale, right leg up. Inhale to lower down, reset. Inhale, squat, bum pushing back, body elevated. Exhale, push through the heels to rise. Shift the weight into the right foot, glute active. Exhale, lift the knee. Inhale, lower the knee. Back to your hip width apart. Inhale, drop down. Exhale, rising up. Inhale, shift your weight into the left leg. Exhale, right leg up. Inhale, down. And again, inhale into your squat. Exhale, rising up. Inhale, weight into the right leg. Exhale to lift the knee. Inhale, down. What often happens when people drop into the squat, the hips will shift slightly to the side. So the hips will go slightly to the side as you drop in, because that hip has more space to move into. So you really got to focus on keeping those hips in line with each other and finding the range that works for you there. Okay. All right. So let's move into our hip hinge. So now we bring the feet back to roughly fist distance apart. Tall through the spine, neutral pelvis. We're not overarching. We're not super deeply tucking. From there, inhale, hinging forward from the hips. Keep that spine long. Imagine there's a rod running from the crown of the head down through the tailbone, keeping everything lengthened. Once you feel like you need to start curling, you have gone too far. You rather rise back up, keep that spine straight. Now, super tight tummy. If you need to, you press into the hands for support. Soft knees. Exhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Hinge those hips forward and rise back up. And let's go again. Inhale, imagine you're holding a pole. If you need to, you can grab a stick, hold it between tailbone and crown of the head, hinging forward to make sure that the head, upper back, and pelvis are touching that stick, and exhale to rise. Let me grab a stick and I'll just demonstrate. Oh yeah. Okay. So, here we go. Can be a broomstick, doesn't matter what stick. You want head, tailbone, and shoulder blade area touching. Inhale, hinging forward, knees are soft, and exhale to rise back up. It's the easiest way to really get the feel for it. I should have thought about it before starting the video. Apologies. So let's go for 3 more. Inhale, hinging forward, soft knees. You feel like you're sticking your tailbone out. Keep the ribs connected so that we're not arching into that upper back. And then exhale, rising up, tight tummy. And again, inhale, hinging, 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 hinging. And exhale, restack and rise. And last one, inhale, hinging forward. And exhale to rise back up. Okay, so if the lower back feels a little bit of tension, you're going to come down onto the mat, hug the knees into the chest, and just have a gentle rock from side to side. Okay, from there, place the feet back on the floor, feet and knees roughly fist distance, arms down to the sides of the body, ribs connected. Exhale, scoop the navel, tuck the pelvis, peel and raise that spine up and off the floor. Straight line again from knees, hips to shoulders. We're going to lower a few centimeters, tuck deeply as you pulse up, squeezing the base of the bum cheeks. And again. I want you to really accentuate the tuck of that tailbone as you're lifting. It can be very easy to have a slight arch in the lower back, and then you're going to feel this more in the lower back versus those glutes. Keep pulsing for another 5. Inner feet grounded, 4, 3, squeeze, 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 2, and 1. Roll the spine back down onto the mat and releasing there. Again, you can do a little rock of the hips from side to side. Oh, I didn't realize I was so cut out. Oh no. Okay, well, look, you should be able to know what a pelvic curl is by now. Apologies. Some days the videos just work out, and some days it feels like it's just a little bit of a challenge. But yes, I hope that you managed to see everything that you needed to see. In that pelvic tuck, in that pelvic pulse, just make sure you have that tuck nice and deep for me. Yes, sorry, my brain got a little distracted because now I'm focused on the fact that I didn't move the camera. But I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope that you can start seeing and understanding why we're doing the things that we're doing and how they are going to benefit how we move through life. Yeah, doesn't have to be explained more than that, I don't think. But I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for joining, and I will see you at the next one.